Hi guys, I'm here today to talk about book to movie adaptations, one of my favorite topics. We've already done videos on what we would like to see turned into a movie, but this week we're talking about already existing book to movie adaptations. So I'm going to kind of be talking about three different categories. The first category are book to movie adaptations in which I have seen the film and read the book and thought both were phenomenal. So these are like my top favorite books and films. Because a lot of times one will be really good, but then the other will be really disappointing. So I'm only going to talk about the ones that I think are super awesome. And then I want to talk about a few movies that I've seen that made me want to read the book. And then I'm going to be talking about movie adaptations that are coming up over the next few months that I'm really excited for. So, the first topic is book to movies that I think are great books and movies. So the first one I have to mention is Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid, and I read the book in middle school, and the book was just as good. It was really awesome and exciting, and the movie is brilliant, and the music is phenomenal in that movie, and it definitely was one of those movies that really influenced my childhood. I played a lot of um, dinosaurs as a kid now because of that movie, and it started my love affair with Sam Neill. I adore his acting, and any movie that he's in, I'm like, oh, it's Dr. Grant, and I like get really excited about it. And here's my cat. And the next movies I'm going to be talking about two my favorite Stephen King movies. Now, I haven't read and seen all the Stephen King movies out there, so I'm just going to be talking about the two that I have, and that's Misery and Carrie. Um, I read Carrie in high school, and I saw the movie as a younger kid, and I really loved both of them quite a lot. Stephen King is hit and miss with me. I tend to like Stephen King when he stays more realistic, so Carrie is a little supernatural, but it's still fairly grounded story, and I really like that, and I'm really excited for the remake. I think it's going to be great. Um, I'm not sure anyone can outact Sissy Spacek. In my opinion, she is Carrie. Like, that is her role, and I know she even got nominated for an Oscar for that, and for a horror movie to get nominated for an Oscar, like, it has to be really good. 'Cause that's like comedies. That just doesn't get nominated very often. Um, but I think Chloe Grace Moretz will do a great job. She's definitely becoming a really good scream queen, and I think she'll do a great job in the role. So I'm really excited to see how they update it. And then with Misery, Misery is probably the best book adaptation I've ever seen. Um, yeah, I would say it's my most favorite. Misery, the movie is perfect. I wouldn't change a single thing about it. It is frightening, and I went into watching it not knowing anything about the story, which I think with horror movies, that's the best way to go. Just, just get a recommendation, just go watch it. Because that's how you find the best horror movies. I did not know anything about the story other than um, the guy was a writer and he had broken his legs. Like, that's literally all I knew. So I'm actually not done with the book yet. I'm listening to it right now, an audiobook, and I'm about halfway, and I love it so far. It's another one of Stephen King's books. It's very grounded. It's not, I don't like it when he gets too, like, supernatural with things and, like, dark evil forces come along, and sometimes I feel like he can get a little too, like, woo, for my taste, if that makes any sense. It's a little too, mm, oh, I don't even know how to describe it. I prefer his stories about serial killers, psychopaths, crazy people, as opposed to like supernatural beings. We'll put it that way. So Misery is probably the best that I've ever seen, and I love it. It's so good. The next one I want to talk about is actually a book, a movie, and a manga series, and you probably already know. It's Battle Royale. I have my copy right here. I love Battle Royale. I watched it for the first time, I think in like 2006. I was with my college friends, and we were talking about movies, and they were like, "Have you seen Battle Royale?" And I was like, "No, what is that?" And they're like, "Okay, you need to put down your calculus homework. We're gonna go watch it right now." And so we watched it, and it was awesome. And I became obsessed with it, and so I probably watched Battle Royale like 20 times easily. It's one of my favorite movies. And then I read the book recently. Actually, I read the book actually about a year and a half ago when I first started my channel. I had just read that book, and one of my first videos was a comparison between Battle Royale and the Hunger Games. And then I read the mangas earlier in the year, and those are actually, in my opinion, more violent and disturbing than the movie or the book. So the mangas are definitely the most adult. So watch out, not for children. But it's a great series. I think it's awesome, and I loved all of it. All aspects of the story I think are wonderful. The next one is actually a TV show, and that's the Game of Thrones TV show. I love Game of Thrones. I love the books. I love the TV show. I think they're doing such a good job adapting it into a TV show, and Game of Thrones is so involved that really the only way to properly tell that story is through a TV show, like on HBO. It's the only way you could do it properly, because the story is too complex to fit into a 2-hour movie. And so when you have basically with the TV show, you've got a 10-hour movie. And so you can do a lot more, and I really like that. I thought the first season was pretty much perfect. I can't think of very many things I would have changed. The second season, I think that they were putting in a little too much extra stuff, things that weren't in the novels, that were to give like fan favorites a little extra screen time, which I appreciate because, I do like those characters, but at the same time, I don't want other character stories to be sacrificed. So I wasn't as into the second season, but I'm really excited for the third one. Some really cool stuff happens in the third book. I love the books too, by the way. I've read all of them. They're all really exciting and awesome, and if you like the TV show at all, read the books. They're absolutely wonderful. And I think we might be doing, in a couple weeks, we might be doing a spoilers videos where we can have discussions about finer topics, points of like things that would be spoilery to people who haven't read or whatever. And I think I might talk about Game of Thrones, so keep your eyes open. I'm probably going to be doing a discussion video in the next few weeks. I don't know if we agreed on that topic, but I hope we did, and if not, I'll do one on my personal channel, because I have theories, and I love talking about them, but I don't want to spoil anyone. Okay. And the final book-to-movie adaptation I have is kind of a TV show as well. It's a miniseries, and it's the Pride and Prejudice BBC miniseries. This is, any Jane Austen fan should have this. It is the best Pride and Prejudice adaptation in my opinion. It is 6 hours long, I think. No, 5 hours long. I'm sorry. It's on 2 DVDs, and this is the 10th anniversary edition. I got this just on eBay. I mean, you can find this for cheap. I mean, I think I spent like $15 on this, and it comes with like a little booklet, and this is great. You get all the major plot points of the novel. Nobody's left out. Nothing's cut out. All the things that happen in the novel are there. This, I think, would be a great study tool if you're reading Pride and Prejudice for school. It's very true to the novel, and plus Colin Firth is just a fantastic Mr. Darcy. So I love that. I love the book. I love that movie. I like the Keira Knightley movie as well, even though I think the Keira Knightley one is a lot more angsty, and I prefer Jennifer I don't know how to say her last name. I prefer her because she's a little bit more like of a sarcastic Elizabeth, where and kind of like smirking. She's just like that Lydia, that Mr. Bingley, my mother. She's just like amused by things more, and I think that the Keira Knightley Elizabeth was kind of angstier. I don't know. I didn't like her as much. But anyway, those are my favorite book-to-movie adaptations that I liked both the book and the movie equally a lot. And And I want to talk really quick about a few movies that I've seen that made me want to go out and read the book. And I'm I, for there are a couple that I have read that I was actually really disappointed in. One I can think of is The Reader. I loved that movie. That movie is brilliant. It's one of it was one of the best movies I'd ever seen. I think it's really good. And then I read the novel, and you get no connection to Hannah whatsoever. Like, Kate Winslet made Hannah an actual character. Um, and then I read Into the Wild after watching the movie, and the book is nowhere near as good as the movie. And you don't have any kind of connection with the characters at all in the book. So those two, I would say, just watch the movies and save yourself some reading time, because I don't think the books are worth it. I'm sorry. If you like the books, I liked the movies a lot more, and that's kind of rare. I don't say that very often. Um, and then I really, really, really want to read We Need to Talk About Kevin. I saw the movie with Tilda Swinton, and it was so good. It was just an awesome movie, and I want to see if that book is as good. I want to read Children of Men. I think that that movie is phenomenal. It's one of the best dystopian kind of novels or movies I'd ever seen, and it's gorgeous and stunning, and I want to read the book. I want to read Fight Club. I have it. I just haven't read it yet. I love that movie. I was so shocked by the ending of that movie. I was like, say what? So I really want to read the book. I really want to read Atonement. That's another Keira Knightley movie, but Atonement was really good. And I was like crying at the end of it. And it's the first movie that Saoirse Ronan has a big part, and she was so good as Briarly. And I just want to read the book and see if it's as good as the movie, because the movie was great. And then the final one I want to read is Shutter Island, because I've read that the film was a really true adaptation of the novel, and I want to read that novel to see, because I thought Shutter Island was a really cool movie. It was really, really good. I really liked Leo in that movie. I just thought it was a really exciting movie, and I loved the ambiguous kind of ending that it had. I thought the ending was a really awesome ending. It really left me like kind of shell-shocked. Um, so if you've read any of those books, leave a comment down below and let me know if you think they're as good as the movies, because I loved all of those movies. And now I'm just going to talk really quick about a few movies that are coming out in the next few months that I am stinking excited for. Now, I've already mentioned the Carrie remake. That's coming out in 2013 sometime, so I definitely will be seeing that. I really want to see Perks of Being a Wallflower. That actually just came out, I think, last weekend. I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to. I think it looks like a really good adaptation. Um, I think it looks like from the trailer they got all the main parts of the story, so I'm curious to see how they'll work in, all of the parts of the book that make it what it is, the writing of the letters and, dear friend, and like the We Are Infinite line, and riding on the back of the truck and Rocky Horror and just all of that. So I'm really excited to see what they do with that. Another movie that's coming out, I think in November, is Cloud Atlas, and this is with Tom Hanks and Halle Berry. And I just bought the book, and I really want to read it before the movie comes out. And it's got a really cool premise. It's kind of hard to describe. It's like non-linear timelines, and it shows how people from one section of history's actions directly affect another person in like another time period. And I think the movie trailer makes it look like it's kind of like reincarnation and like soulmates kind of a story, and I don't know if that's with the book too or not, but I'm really intrigued and I really want to read it. Um, Another movie that's coming out, I think in December, is Anna Karenina, again with Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley really has become like the historical movie like queen. She's in a lot of book adaptations, but it looks beautiful. The trailer is gorgeous. The costumes look wonderful. The sets look wonderful. And I don't know much about the story. I mean, I know she's like a married woman, and then she like has an affair with like an officer, and shit hits the fan. but I don't know much about it, so I want to see this movie because the book is intimidating. It's like that thick. And so I don't know if I want to read the book, so maybe if I see the movie, it'll help me decide. Um, the next movie is actually a movie based on a musical based on a book, and I've talked about it before on my personal channel, and that's Les Miserables. I love this musical. It is my favorite musical, and I really love the book too. I read it in high school for fun, not even for class or anything. I just read it for fun. It was long. And I think that after seeing the trailer, I'm feeling way more comfortable about the casting. I'm a little dubious about Russell Crowe. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm really excited for Hugh Jackman. I think he's just going to be fantastic as Jean Valjean. I can't wait. I'm really excited for that movie. I hope they don't leave anything out. I would rather it be a 3-hour movie and have everything be in there than have it be shorter and be missing something important. So, and I think a lot of fans of the musical feel the same way. The next movie that's coming out in December 2012 really is the year of book adaptations. It's The Hobbit. I mean, come on. The Lord of the Rings was huge and wonderful and fantastic. And I'm sure The Hobbit is going to be just as awesome. And I'm a little, like, about how they're going to make it into 3 movies. Because The Hobbit's a short book. And I read it in, like, 4th grade. So it's not, like, dense material, you know? So I don't know how they're going to make it 3 movies. We'll see. I'm excited to see it. The other movie that I'm really excited for is The Great Gatsby. This has Leonardo DiCaprio in it as Gatsby, and I'm really excited about it. I actually really liked the trailer. A lot of people did not like the trailer, but I thought it was great. I like it when people mix up and they take scenes that don't match like with the music. Like I think that can be really effective. Like when you have like a brutal war scene, but it's set to like a beautiful classical piece or something like that. That contrast of styles really can grab a person's attention. And I liked that. I like how you have that like roaring 20s um, kind of imagery going on, but then they had like hip hop music playing. I thought that that was really cool. And if that's how the movie's going to be like, I think it could be really cool. I'm really interested to see how they adapt it. I'm excited to see how Leonardo DiCaprio plays Gatsby. I'm hoping he'll play him a little bit more like Mr. Darcy and like kind of like rude, because the last Gatsby I saw was kind of boring. I don't know. We'll see. I am excited to see what happens. Um, the next movie I'm interested in is Life of Pi by Jan Martel. I read the book and I hated it. Straight up hated it. I thought it was crap. I did not like that book at all. It's one of the very few books that I can say I straight up hated it. So maybe the movie will make me like it more. The trailer looks good. Maybe it will translate better for me into a movie. So I do want to see it. And the final movie is Great Expectations. This is my favorite Charles Dickens book. I love it. I love the Ethan Hawke kind of modern adaptation of it. And I'm just really excited to see how they do it with a more historical piece. And Helena Bonham Carter is pretty much typecast as Miss Havisham. I mean, come on, really? So I'm pretty sure Ralph Fiennes plays this scary bad guy at the beginning. I don't remember his name. The convict guy. Pretty sure that's who that is, and that's awesome. I love him. So yeah, this is a long, long movie, but those are all of my book-to-movie adaptations. I mean, I could go on and on about it, but I have done enough, so I'm going to upload this video. Post in comments down below your favorite book-to-movie adaptations and what you're excited to see /read and see. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye.